I'm bored. Let's debunk some idiocy. Oh no! That's right. Today's video will be enlightening the right on atheism. This video has to have some of the most blatant omission of logic and reasonable thought I have ever seen. Don't believe me? Well, watch.
Atheism, according to the American Atheists website, is simply a rejection of the assertion that there are gods. Atheism is too often defined incorrectly as a belief system. Thus, to be clear, atheism is not a disbelief in gods or a denial of gods. It is a lack of belief in gods.
Okay, correct. So far we are on the same page.
Okay, fine. But good God, and no pun intended, try critiquing this lack of belief in God, and the more vocal and smarmy among this community reacts with just as much vitriol and self-righteous indignation as the most fervent devotee to religion.
Okay, you made a claim. Please provide evidence. Your claim is that some atheists can be extreme as the most devoted religious people. So, tell me, where are all the atheists beheading people? Where are all the atheists doing suicide bombings? And even if there are examples of atheists doing terror attacks, is the main reason that they are atheist? I would like you to show me only one example of an atheist committing a terror attack. Because they're an atheist, as in that's their primary reason. Your claim rests on shaky ground, my friend.
But there are at least your garden variety YouTube skeptic or atheists that have shown time after time to have very little understanding of nuance or how human societies actually work, which is, and I must stress, very different from the likes of Dawkins and Harris, for example, which is fine. As this sort of weed-scented lack of belief and the need to shout it to anyone who will listen, while at the same time castigating and ridiculing those that disagree, is obviously coupled with a lack of self-reflection, and for the most part, these self-proclaimed leaders of no belief have an almost cartoonish understanding of theology, history, and human nature.
That is some absolutely epic projection on such a scale that it rivals those anti-gay preachers who get caught sucking another guy off in the bathroom. Okay, this is what we're looking forward to.
But simply, atheism is the fastest shrinking belief in the world. Atheism is in decline worldwide, with numbers of atheists falling from 4.5% of the world's population in 1970 to 2% in 2010, and projected to drop to 1.8% by 2020. Survey after survey after survey, built around statistical models, all confirm that while there might be a slight uptick in the increasingly hyper-diverse West, atheism is on the decline worldwide. I'm sorry to have to say that atheism is not on the rise, nor is it winning. It is still a small minority, and year on year a declining one at that. And this is based on the difference in fertility rates, as well as the massive influx of people with highly different beliefs and ideologies that are swarming into the liberal and increasingly irreligious West that is having a real problem with fertility.
Stop right there. Why am I not surprised that he is using this video to push his white genocide fantasy agenda? Look, there's no evidence that Muslims are coming to Western Europe in an attempt to exterminate Western culture. In truth, Muslim families on average become less religious as time goes on. You will never hear about this in the alt-right safe space, but in fact, a large amount of children born to religious families renounce their religion. You completely ignore this. Only looking at the birth rates of religions does not show the entire story. If you take the people who are forced into atheism away from this, you will actually see there are more people voluntarily taking up the ideas of atheism than ever before. As science and our understanding of the world continues to improve, more young people in religious families will question their faith, and some will even renounce it. This is more clear in Western countries, as they don't have apostasy laws, but it happens in the Islamic world too. More Muslims are being exposed to Western culture, and this is permeating into the religious safe space. Young people from even the most religious of families are now able to see an alternative, and guess what? Some of the people will risk death by their family or state for this. So it is clear that even the most fundamentalist of families have many closeted atheists. So, if so many young people are leaving religion, that cannot mean the ideas of atheism are dying out, despite on average atheist parents having less children than their religious counterparts. But that is not the only way a belief system can increase its numbers. That's what I'm talking about. He completely ignores this fact about the sheer number of closeted atheists worldwide, both in Islamic countries and the West, specifically the United States. There are two reasons this could be. One, he hasn't researched this claim past the obvious. Or two, he is purposefully being deceptive to push forth an anti-atheism agenda because it doesn't agree with his worldview. And that worldview is extremely authoritarian.
New research also shows a huge surge in growth for Christianity in China, which is currently the world's most quote-unquote atheist nation, as a result of the state's suppression of religion in that country since 1949. But regardless, the research suggests that China will soon become the world's most Christian nation within just 15 years. The militant Soviet Union also mandated state atheism, but since its collapse in 1991, the majority of ethnic Russians today identify as Christians.
Yes, you are correct. The USSR and China did have state atheism programs, and if you study basic psychology, you will know that forcing people into things against their will result in something called psychological reactance. This is the same phenomenon that leads people to seek information which is withheld from them, otherwise known as the Streisand effect. Christianity is growing in these countries for that exact reason, not because it was right, but because the state withheld the ideas of Christianity from its people. The desire to become Christian is growing stronger due to the authoritarian prohibition of it. That is why Russia is now an Orthodox Christian state which punishes anti-Christian acts such as homosexuality with jail time. This is how those changes occur. Now expect more homosexuality in Russia. It's just how the Streisand effect works. And remember, my friends, the Enlight will light the way.